Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the forecast discussion for October 1st, 2015. A rather raw day out there with a northerly to northeasterly wind at around 10 to 15 miles per hour, increasing to 15 to 25 miles per hour later on this afternoon, with scattered showers throughout the region. So we have a rather complicated forecast to deal with here. So I figure I'd combine the premium and the public forecast discussion together once again. That way, everyone's prepared and everyone's safe. Okay? So what we're going to do, we're going to look at the observations. We're going to step away from the models and all the maps and just dive into the observations and look at what we have. So currently we have a cool air mass in place with a northerly wind, and we have our cold front off the coast here. Now, this first setup for the next several days, today, tomorrow, Saturday, Sunday, will feature this cold front lingering and backing towards the coast with this high pressure locked in over southeastern Canada, leading to a strengthening pressure gradient, which will lead to periods of showers and heavy downpours, along with a stiff easterly wind increasing to 15 to 25, 20 to 30, and then by Saturday, 30 to at times gusting to 50 miles per hour along the coast, due to just a pressure gradient from a high pressure system to the north and low pressure system to the south. With that being said, that's going to lead to the potential for minor to moderate coastal flooding at all shore locations, Long Island, southern Connecticut, the New Jersey coast, the Delaware Bay, and also periods of heavy rain. This heavy rain is going to be fed by a nice tropical feed, which we're starting to see already on the radar here. So what we can expect as we watch the radar today is these scattered showers become more widespread and become heavy at times. Meanwhile, as you head towards the interior, dry conditions for much of the afternoon, but watch for these widely scattered showers to start to work their way back towards the coast, towards your location. Meanwhile, the steady heavy rain will start to develop right along the coast. So when we take a look at the water vapor satellite picture, before we dive into Joaquin here, you basically have your upper level low forming over the southeast. You have your stationary front starting to stall basically, and eventually will back towards the coast. And then you have this feed of tropical moisture moving over a very cool air mass for this time of year. Going to basically be stuck in the lower to mid 60s. We should be in the mid to upper 60s for this time of year. And tomorrow will be even cooler with temperatures in the lower to mid 50s, about 10 degrees cooler than what we should be. So we're going to look for scattered showers capable of heavy downpours. And with these tropical heavy downpours, look for about 1 to 3 inches over the interior, especially over northeastern Pennsylvania. Most of the locations in northeastern Pennsylvania probably be around an inch, as some of the farmers up there and just some people just looking for rain would just be rather disappointed looking for a significant rainfall. Instead, you get 1 to 3, which is still a pretty good amount of rainfall, but not anything that was being shown by the model guidance earlier, as it was taking Joaquin basically right into central Pennsylvania. That does not look like it's going to happen at this time. But what we will be seeing is periods of heavy rainfall over northeastern Pennsylvania and to the west of the Delaware River. More widespread heavy rainfall along the coast because you're closer to that cold front boundary. So the next several days, starting today where we have temperatures in the lower to mid 60s, Friday and Saturday with periods of heavy rain with temperatures basically ranging in the upper 40s to lower 50s for lows and lower to mid 50s for highs. It's just going to be a raw, ugly day, a couple of days heading into this weekend. On Sunday, we continue to see periods of heavy rain with temperatures a little bit warmer, upper 40s to lower 50s for lows, upper 50s to lower 60s for highs, with periods of rainfall again. Again, for the coast, for this entire period, about 3 to 5 inches of rain. Now, how do we get into the 6 to 9 inch range that has been shown and still being shown by the National Weather Service? Well, that depends on the interaction of Joaquin. Now, when we take a look at the water vapor satellite picture, here is our upper level low that is starting to form. here is Joaquin. Okay, we have two camps here. Now, I want to say first off, I do not and have not bought the idea of this hurricane being slingshot into Virginia and North Carolina. The amount of turning needed for this hurricane to pull that off and the intensity that this upper level low would have to achieve just does not seem realistic at this time, or at any time really, as I've been forecasting this storm, for that to happen. You basically would have to have a tremendous direction change and this upper level low going into an extreme negative tilt. I don't see that happening at this point. There are two realistic solutions here. One, Joaquin gets caught by this trough and driven up the coast towards the New Jersey coastal waters and either makes landfall around New York City or just skirts the coastal waters and heads out. Or two, it does kind of what the European model guys has been showing, which would be a huge coup for this model. It would basically, the European model guys would basically just beat the heck out of every other model for the past 5 days if this happens, which is a possibility, in that Joaquin drops to the south enough that it misses the trough. Okay, the trough doesn't hook on it and therefore is able to parallel the coast, head towards Bermuda and out into the Atlantic with no impact whatsoever on the northern mid-Atlantic. Monday we would clear out with clearing skies on Monday, and if it's still a strong hurricane, you would see tremendous sinking air. Wouldn't be surprised if our temperatures spike on Monday and Tuesday if this happened. And we'd miss out on a major destructive event, which personally is perfectly fine for me. So, what do we have to watch for? Well, here is the eye of Joaquin. Okay, let me show you. Let me go up here. I should have set this up. I apologize, but yeah, here we are. Upper level winds. Okay, here is the edge of our trough. Here, these winds here are the outflow from Joaquin. So kind of give you an idea of what we have to look for. The European model guidance basically says this center drops to about here. And if Joaquin gets into this area right about here to the south of the Bahamas, then it's a miss. We have nothing to worry about, and we can go about our way without dealing with a heavy rain event and obviously coastal flooding, but not a hurricane, right? If it stays to the north of the Bahamas or around the Bahamas, like right around here, basically around this latitude right here, does one of these curves, like what the National Hurricane Center has forecasted currently, then it gets trapped by that trough right here. So if it becomes trapped by the trough and trapped by that upper level low, based on the size and the strength of the hurricane, it would have no choice but to track northward and then get pulled somewhere around the coastal waters of New Jersey, leading to a significant impact on the region Monday, basically Monday night into Tuesday, which I'm sure we don't want to happen. So that's the whole key of the whole forecast. We can go back and forth with models and this and that. Models change, okay? So models do not direct what's happening with the weather. What matters here is whether or not Joaquin gets caught by that trough. Both solutions, as we stand right now, are reasonable. Okay? I'm not running around telling you to board up your homes immediately, although if you're on the coast and you're especially right on the beach, I would do so anyway, just for the fact of coastal flooding if you have a beach home. But what I am saying is that be prepared. Don't panic, but be prepared. Worst case scenario, you're already ready for the season with nor'easters. But if we see Joaquin drop down here, then I think we're in the clear. If it stays in this neck of the woods, right around here, then, well, we're going to have a lot more to talk about with Joaquin. And I've been trying to stay constant with the forecast and haven't been jumping with updates because I knew that it would be a fine line between this being a hit or a miss. If it got hooked by the trough, we'd be in trouble. If it misses, No big deal. Simple as that. There's no in between here. So right now we're going to watch this very carefully, see how it progresses through the afternoon and evening, and then hopefully I can make an adjustment where we have no impacts whatsoever and we can go about our way. But we're not there yet. We're getting there, but we're not there yet. Another 12 to 24 hours will tell us a lot about what we're going to be dealing with Joaquin. In the meantime, we're going to be dealing with some rather raw weather conditions over the next several days into this weekend, with temperatures in the 50s and periods of rain and some localized flash flooding. So stay safe out there, and thank you for following NYNJPA Weather.